In this video, we're going to take a look at troubleshooting. When you know a problem exists, something didn't work right, whether it was from a workflow or a function, this is some steps, some easy ways to go look for that. So probably one of the most common ways is you can see if you know, oh, hey, I just created a meeting, and so this Appointlet update should run. I can come in and look at the workflow rule. I can view usage, and up here is going to tell me, hey, it worked successfully or there was failures. And this is for the last 7 days. I can change, say it was a week ago. Oh, yeah, see, look here. If I went back a little further, I found that there were 6 failures. And I can click into here. And of course, unfortunately, this only gives you the last week's worth. So if it was in the current week, it would show me where it's from. So the other way I can go is to go in and basically go to the functions under developer space and click on failures, and you can see, so here's Appointlet update is the name, and we can see that it's in a workflow that it failed on. And so if I hover over here for the reason, this will pop up and gives me a message. It says value is empty and too long function cannot be applied at line number 86. So if I go into my function here, and I'm going to go down and look for line 86. Well, that doesn't make sense because that's just an in bracket. So typically, rule of thumb is when you are doing any type of troubleshooting within Zoho, especially in the functions, when you get those messages, it kind of gives you the general area. I typically look for the next line or two up and trying to figure out from that. And so we go back and look at that again. It says values empty and a too long function. Okay, so I'm looking for the nearest from 86 to nearest too long, and that would be this one right here. And so this tells me that right here we did not get the record created correctly. It did not work, and so it was unable to get the ID, which then it was trying to convert it too long. And so I would have to go in and look at the record, look at what came in, and be able to then troubleshoot from there. But that's where I would start, is those areas. If I find, I know the record according to here, right? It said this retainer-based expert advice. So I would go look for that record, and down there in the bottom of the screen, you can see it's under the events tab and the actual ID number. And so pretty easy. Now it's hard to go down there and grab that, but I could click on this and it would take me right to, and that meeting is no longer there. But if it would have been there, then I could grab the ID, I could run it through, and you see here, I have an info statement. This would allow me, if I ran this through again, and then it would actually give me what my error code was from the creation here. I would actually probably move this. If I was building this, I would actually put this before the record ID here, just because if this fails, this is not going to happen. And we know this one's failing. And so I would put this beforehand so you could see and be able to tell what it is. But that's just some of the easy ways to troubleshoot. Like I said, a good reminder is a lot of times the line number that it tells you, that's your base of reference, and then you kind of look backwards and you're looking for that event, what it said was in there. Sometimes it may be, it'll say was unable to get something, or there's just all kinds of error messages. But that's the basic ways of troubleshooting. If something didn't work right, of course, when you're building the function, we know like that you can put in these info statements. Those help display, and when those run, when I would run this, then right here I would click and those messages would all appear here, as to how it ran, if it ran successfully or not. Any info statement that I have in there, as long as it had made it to that statement, it would display in here. That's why I kind of, as a rule of thumb, when I'm building custom functions and client scripts even, I make sure I put what it is I'm trying to see. It makes it easier, especially when you have a lot of code to go through. And you can always comment them out when you don't need them. But when you're trying to troubleshoot, this is your friend in Deluge. In the client scripts, it's the log statement. And so troubleshooting doesn't have to be that difficult. You just got to know where to go and look to start. And like I said, the two easiest places is from the workflow, if it failed, or from the functions under the developer space, look at failures, and you should be able to see. Sometimes you need, it might be, oh, hey, I know at this time, this is what I need to look at. There's several different things to lead you to this direction, but it helps that this information is here. You could rerun if you want, but typically, unless you have gone in and pinpointed what you have going on and changed it, there's no point to rerun. And from what I've found, trying to rerun anyway does not pick up the new version of the code. So even if you do put a fix in, that rerun does not give you what you need, but it could give you a more updated error. So that way you can go and see it, like you saw on here, how we were missing because it was too far back. So, but that's it. That's how some good ways to troubleshoot when something that you knew should have worked didn't, or something ran, then you don't see the results that you were looking for. These are the two best areas to start from and troubleshooting. I hope you enjoyed this video, and check out our many other tips at our website for free consultation, our YouTube channel for the videos. We thank you and hope you have a great day.
If you found this video helpful, be sure to like it and leave us a comment. You can also subscribe to our channel and click the bell next to the subscribe button to be notified of new videos. If you want to learn more about Zoho or would like help with anything Zoho related, head on over to our website at zcrmhelp.com to connect with us. Thanks for watching.